We're getting the counting from the cameraman, so we're ready to go. Now, don't go too far because you're going to stray from me. This is Curt Cavin at IndyStar.com. This guy here is the 2011 Indianapolis 500 pole sitter, Alex Tagliani. Good to see you.
How are you?
I'm not bad. It's been 2 years now since you've been a pole sitter. Got to get. I need something else to put in front of your little tag. You know, this is who he is in Tagliani.
That's right.
So what are you going to win a race, win another race, win a pole?
The race would be nice. We were talking about the milk and what kind of milk I want if we win the race. I said on that day I won't be picky. I drink any milk.
So what'd you put down? 2% skim? You don't know?
I didn't put down anything yet. But I'm on coconut milk every day normally.
Did you put coconut milk? You can put that.
You can?
You can't put chocolate milk, but you can probably put coconut milk.
Like I said, I'll put, like something just because whatever it happens, if you win the race, I don't think it matters. It'll make an exception that day.
Would you put it on your head? Would you pour milk on your head?
Yep, definitely. I always wanted to do that since I was young for some reason. I think milk looks good, looks creamy, looks nice. But, like as soon as I became a race car driver, a bit superstition as well, I decided that, I will only do that, if I win the Indy 500.
And then Weldon goes and does it, although Elio says he did it first. We need to check the video.
You might be better on statistic than me. I'm going to let you look at that.
It's not a statistic, but it is warmer today. What should we expect? Should we expect some differences in speeds? It's time to start giddying up a little bit.
We have a different plan. We're going to run, as many laps as we can on full tanks and, just go through the mileage of our engine. We're planning on changing engines probably tonight if everything goes as planned. And, tomorrow will be more like high-speed running for us, getting the car to where we think we need it in qualifying. The temperature is getting warmer, so it's nice to wait until you get that sort of conditions, to replicate what you'll see in qualifying. We had a pretty good car in the race, so we're not changing too many things. We're just fine-tuning it. So our plan today is really run laps.
A guy like Buddy Lazier's coming into this race like on Thursday. He hasn't raced a car in 4 years. Would that be difficult for you? Do you think if you had to sit out for 4 years, would that be a challenge?
I think so. It depends, now I think it's more difficult because the car has changed in the last 4 years, but if you've driven, a specific car and then 4 years later the car is the same, that's an easier adaptation. I think his adaptation is a bit harder because, he never driven this car yet, so, it's hard for sure. It's not easy, especially around this place. It's a track that it requires a lot of respect. There's a lot of it's very sensitive to temperature and wind. So he is in for a long month for sure.
How do you drive this racetrack? Is there an end of the track you'd rather have correct, or is it just as simple as I got to get through one well and three well? Do you have a way to attack it?
It depends where the wind socks blow. You're coming down the straightaways and you're looking at the wind socks, and obviously like the balance of your car is going to change dramatically because of that. So if the wind changes direction, like the corner is going to be different. So it's not really your car, it's the way the wind blows. And so you have tools in your car. You have like weight jackers, sway bars that you put in depending on what you see, and you're trying to get the four corners to be balanced equally, but you can't keep your car equally for the four corners with the wind. So turn one, it's been known to be the hardest corner, because of wind directions, so on and so forth. Turn four seems to be like a pretty easy corner. Turn 2 and 4, they're like the slower approach corner because you decelerated in turn 1. Even if you stay flat, you're scrubbing speed, so the approach of turn 2 and 4 are always like a little bit easier. Turn 1 is the one that is a bit harder.
It took you a little longer in your career to get here than other people. Did it feel natural when you finally got here?
Well, in 2009 was my first year, and my first lap around the track was really unique because I watched this race many times on TV, but I never wanted to come into a paddock because I'm a very bad spectator. So I stayed away. I watch it on TV. I watch all the guys, some guys that I've raced against, in Champ Car, raced here, and when I arrived here for the first time in the complex, I was blown away. But I really kind of appreciated every minute. And my first lap around was amazing because I didn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine in my mind what it was just to drive a car like this. But somehow, I don't know why. I mean, I've been all right. Since 2009, really good results. Qualifying. Pace-wise, I've been in good cars as well, so it helps a lot. But I feel quite at ease on the track for sure.
You live here in town. Does it feel like it's just being home, or do you feel like you're so focused on being here that it's not quite like being at home?
It's at home. I feel I'm part of this place. I just drive 13 miles and I'm right here, so it's cool. But most importantly, even if you feel at home because you sleep in your own bed and in your own place, what this place does is really difficult to express. When you arrive here, the garage, the intensity, the cloud of pressure and attention to details that the teams put into the car, into the garage, onto the pit lane, back into the garage. It's just, even if you're at home and it feels like an home track to you, it's just, you can't forget that you're at Indy. That every time you walk into the complex, it's Indy 500.
Now, when you drive to the racetrack, do you come around 465 and see that big billboard of you and your wife? Is that the way you come?
Yeah, I drive.
It's right by the airport, with the old airport. It's great, by the way.
I drive 465, but I don't drive far enough to get to that billboard.
Oh, that's true. It'd be past it.
Yeah, but when I go to the airport, I see it all the time. It's a nice Reese Nickel ad, and hopefully people enjoy it. It's fun to associate yourself with people in the community and people that do things for local charity and that do events. And and it's once in a while, when we drive by, it's fun to see it.
You realize she's on the billboard, you're just with her.
Yes,
you understand that?
Yes, I understand that completely. She makes me look very good, and even myself, when I drive by and I look at the billboard, I look at her, and I just miss the race car driver that's beside her.
Who designs this little shave? Do you do all the shaving? I mean, you've got a nice little design going here.
I designed it, but it was obviously looking at Robert Downey Jr. from Iron Man, because Bronte said, "Oh, he's kind of cute, right?" So I heard it, and I had to step up my game a little bit, to make sure that I can follow the trend and impress my wife once in a while. So I worked on this, to kind of replicate at first, the Iron Man look, and it kind of stayed because she likes it, so you need to make the wife happy.
This is the kind of information you get at IndyStar.com. Are you excited? You ready to go? Ready for a big day?
Yeah, very excited, very excited. It's amazing. It's sunny, good weather. Indy is always very unique here, like the fans. So we're happy to be here and looking forward to a good month.
Have you ever eaten a tenderloin here? Do you know what a tenderloin is?
Tenderloin steak?
A sandwich.
Oh, sandwich. No, I never.
Yeah, I didn't think you were much of a tenderloin guy.
Yeah.
And they have these lemon shake-ups too. They're like lemonade with ice, and that's pretty good too.
No, I never had that either. But when you're running between 12 and 6, I tend to stay pretty light because within 15 minutes of advice the team tells you in the car, so you don't want to be too heavy. All my stuff is always after the month, like my cheat, my treat, all this stuff in the food business is after the month of May.
Well, this has been an enlightening endeavor. I appreciate it. And have a good month. This is Curt Cavin on IndyStar.com. Join us at 11 o'clock each day. Philip B. Wilson at 3 o'clock. And then after the day at 6 and 6:15, And hopefully we'll see you in the 6 o'clock interview, because that's usually top speed of the day. So
Yes, that would be nice, but I have a bit of work to do before. Probably like in the next few days, you'll see our car popping up in speed. Right now, we're following our plan. We're happy with that. I need to convince Elio actually to do this, because he betted me that he was gonna do like this kind of look with AJ if I was proving to him that I could do this style in within 3 minutes. So I actually have a film of me shaving in less than 3 minutes, and now I'm gonna call him out to make sure like he does the Elio Suarez look.
I can't top that. So thanks for joining us. See you at the racetrack.